Hello to all you dreamers out there. In a world that often demands perfection, where all of your flaws seem magnified and all of your missteps scrutinized, how do we find the courage to be ourselves? If you're ready to explore the magic in your own uniqueness, then welcome. I'm glad you're here with me today. Have you ever started a new job where you had to make friends and, how do I go back to the last slide? Have you ever started a new job where you had to make friends and all your colleagues already had their cliques, so no one wanted to hang out with the newcomer? What's happened to me once, and it was so awkward trying to fit in. It totally reminded me of high school, eating lunch alone, or way back in 3rd grade when we first arrived to this country, and my parents dressed me in a cute outfit with frilly socks and patent leather shoes, only to find everyone else at school wearing jeans and overalls. It was hard for me to make friends all those years because I felt so different. I just wanted to disappear. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong and wanted to disappear? Well, to get through these tough times, I imagine a world where unicorns were roaming free, unencumbered, and supported by a loving community. And little did I know that I could dial back into this world and harness its essence whenever I wanted, even now. So I'm inviting you to walk with me and envision these traits of a unicorn. These mystical, magical beings who defy gravity, leading the way by showing others that what they deem to be impossible is in fact possible. Now, let's find the unicorn inside of you, shall we? Unicorns don't care what you think of their fantastical nature. Flying horses with horns? What? They simply go about their gentle, unpretentious selves no matter what, because that's how unicorns roll. Ever felt demands to grow up, get real, or be serious? I have. While aging is inevitable, losing your unique spark doesn't have to be. After all, you're one of a kind, and the world needs your magical contribution in it. So if, like me, you've ever felt lost, then I'm happy to share with you the secret unicorn magic formula designed to help you rediscover and unleash your inner unicorn. And together, we'll explore how your unique traits can become your greatest gifts. Ready? Yes. Awesome. M, magic is within you. Now, when I was born, right out of the womb, my mom asked in concern, "Why isn't she crying?" And the nurses answered her reassuringly, "Why, she's checking out the sky." As babies, we embody the sense of magic, wonder, and miraculousness in the course of our beings without ever feeling like we had to earn anyone's adoration or approval. From the ashes of my mother's tragic previous miscarriage, I was born as a gift to my family, their little unicorn. But life turned sideways for me when we moved to the US. And having to learn a new language and adapt to a new culture at age 8, it filled me with self-doubt. But whenever I felt like an outsider, I'd remember that my parents sacrificed everything so that they could be here and we could live better lives. So this journey in life, it's really for them, but profoundly also for me. And that's why I'm urging you to assert your truth and live by it, not by what others might expect from you. For when you know your strengths to the core, it can guide your destiny. So just think back. What inspired you when you were little? Remember it and dare to reawaken the inner magic of your childhood days again, for it's the source of your power. A, authentic voice. Now, when we left Hong Kong, I also left my childhood behind. Overnight, I became my parents' bridge to the world, their translator, their negotiator, their protector. While I was focusing so much on them, I lost sight of who I was, losing my authentic voice. And as a young adult, when offered a coveted position to work in Beijing, but for entry-level salary, I somehow summoned the courage to ask for higher pay, only to have them rescind the offer and give it to the next willing candidate. There were plenty. I was crushed, but it marked the first time that I truly had the courage to ask for something for me. For if we don't speak up for ourselves, who will? And as a result, I started to embrace risk as part of life, leading to my first sales job. Advocating for my clients brought me out of my shell, revealing that warm and outgoing side of me that I had tucked away as a child back in Hong Kong. Turns out I had a knack for connecting with people, fueling my entrepreneurial journey. And so to my younger self, I say, FOB. I know what that means. And I've been through that. I was fresh off the plane, not the boat. But today, let's turn it around and make it a positive connotation, shall we? F, face your fears. Failure is your path to success. Embracing risk and making some mistakes actually drive better decisions. O, own your power. Don't give it away by expecting a rescue or playing that blame game. It's so much more powerful when you own your decisions and go after what you want. You'll discover that beneath every obstacle is a hidden opportunity. And B, be on fire. Be the authentic spark that lights up the world. G, genuine confidence. The thing that's so fascinating to me about unicorns is that they seem to know themselves. Their genuine confidence emanates from within. And not only that, they seem to be wizards at setting boundaries. But it might take a little bit to get to this level of knowing yourself. Picture this. Years ago, after work drinks with my then boss, who casually asked my age, thinking and assuming that I was a wide-eyed 30-something ready to be groomed into her image as her protege. Well, she was wrong. I was actually in my mid-40s at the time, and feeling cornered, I told her such, only to watch her jaw drop and her demeanor completely change as she realized that we're not mentor-mentee, we're more like peers in age. So overnight, she started seeing me as competition and eventually targeting me for dismissal. Huge turning point for me, as I realized that I had to navigate these types of interactions with more finesse. There's a fine line between being open and honest and giving away too much, especially when it can shift dynamics. Not only that, instead of being a perpetual diplomat, I had to learn to speak up for myself in these situations and set clear boundaries, even with higher-ups. There is a respectful way, or there are respectful ways for you to be heard without giving yourself away or being shamed for it. For isn't that what we all want when we speak up, is to really be heard? I, intuitive trust. So folks say that unicorns are like these fairy tales, but to me, they're way more than that. They're like these super intuitive beings who just get how to live life and follow their sense of inner knowing. Have you ever had that little voice whisper in your head like, go for it, do this, try that? Yes, right? And then you hear that little nudge, it disappears, and you decide, that was nothing. You consider it, but it's like, oh, my life is fine. I'm just gonna go about my business and play it safe instead. Well, what if I told you that every time I ignored my intuition, that my life became a tangled web of complications and detours that ultimately steered me back to the very insights that I decided to dismiss? Case in point, once I was faced with having to choose between 2 job offers. Lucky me, right? Not so fast. The first job offer was this high-paying position that I've always wanted to work for this company, and they went into a temporary hiring freeze. The second job offer was with this awesome boss who really believed in me, but it was a lower paying job, significantly. But he implored me and said, I believe in you. I'll be with you every step of the way. We will succeed or fail together. Now, with that impassioned speech, what do you suppose that I chose to do? Well, I followed the money. And leading me, it was going to wait out this hiring freeze. And when the freeze ended, so did their offer. They chose someone else, and I lost both opportunities. You know, Mark Twain once said, good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. So I gained a lot of experience, and I learned a valuable lesson to follow my intuition when it's whispering to me. For my heart will always lead me to the right path. So what about you when it comes to your intuition? Do you stop and listen? C, connection equals life. To me, entrepreneurial unicorns are like these trailblazers filled with ideas and a way to turn dreams into reality. But even these visionaries can't thrive in silos. They need the support of their community to validate their vision. My years in sales has taught me that making connections is not about putting on a show or having a hidden agenda. It's about really connecting with people and building trust. And that starts when you deeply listen to what people truly value. So to me, connection is life itself. When I was a kid, I struggled to belong. But as an adult, finding people who like me just for me, it made all the difference, and it inspired me to want to contribute and uplift others. But I will say that there will be those who just won't get your vibe no matter what. And they might even try to knock you down. It's okay to let them go, so you can make room for those who truly get you and are in your corner. Making connections with my tribe of entrepreneurial leaders, it's changed my life. Can you imagine supportive friends rooting for you and are in your corner so you're not facing challenges on your own? So I say, step up your game and go for it. Connect with your people. Maybe you'll inspire someone with your message, sending magical ripples out into the world. In conclusion, I've traveled across 38 countries, finding out that we're all undeniably interconnected. I believe that when you courageously show up as your true self, that there's a vast world to experience. And it starts when you accept and embrace all of who you are. So I've been going on about this secret unicorn magic formula, which has been my guiding light. And standing here before you, though, I'm not going to claim to be a unicorn because that might raise a few eyebrows. But I will say that I believe that we each have the essence of a unicorn within us. Unique, powerful, and full of potential. Ready to embrace life's journey making genuine connections, and living unabashedly as ourselves. So dream with me. What magic can your unique unicorn story bring to this world? Now, for those who've already embarked on this journey, then I salute you. For the rest, what are you waiting for? Perhaps it's time to let your brilliant colors radiate unrestrained, for the world desperately needs your unicorn shine. Spark. Will you go on this journey with me and accept your true calling? Thank you.